Boop, 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 boop. Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Monotalk. It is July the 15th, 2025. And I'm confused. I am just completely confused on what direction Trump's going with the Epstein Files, or if he's going to expose them, if so, when. Still, a lot of people in MAGA, including myself, Maha MAGA, Masa, Make America Safe Again, Make America Healthy Again, Make America Great Again. Like we never were great. We've always been a kick-ass country. The Olympics, come on. We're badass. That's just the way it is, and I'm okay with it. Oh, you son of a bitch. These flies, I'm telling you. Yeah, yesterday I had these allergies were just crazy. But I think it was just something in my nose. I still kind of got it today, but it's nothing compared to yesterday. It's crazy. It was crazy. I'm not an allergy kind of guy. Anyway, if you're listening or if you're paying attention, thank you for being here. I love you. And I hope you're doing well. I saw this. I was kind of confused when I watched this because everybody was really trying to... You got to watch it because, everybody's saying that Matt Gaetz is the guy. He should have been the guy, right? But because of some setup or trap he got caught in, they decided not to. In any case, so what he says here, this is odd.
Pam Bondi is the best attorney general Donald Trump has had by a factor of 10,000.
Wait. When was this done? Recently. This was done. Yeah. Let me play that again so you'll get
Pam
that straight.
Bondi is the best attorney general Donald Trump has had by a factor of 10,000. And anyone who disagrees with me is welcome to come on this show and choose their fighter.
I would love.
Which Trump AG would you replace Pam Bondi with? Barr? Sessions? Rosen?
He brings up all the shitheads. There's so many out there, bro. Come on. And you could have been the guy. You should have been the guy, in my opinion. I don't know. There's something else that this guy's getting. I don't know if he's making more money on One American News, but this is odd to me.
She's the best, and we appreciate her service.
Okay.
Tonight,
I'm just not going to continue with that. But I thought that was really odd, seeing that everybody on Twitter that I know is completely like everybody's been saying Matt Gaetz, right? Replace her with Matt Gaetz. But the very interesting part about all of this is she hasn't arrested anyone yet. Well, they've had little arrests. I'll get you. I'm going to get you, little son of a bitch. Nobody of significance. She's not going after the J6 committee. They're just starting to do something about Russiagate, something about special something happening, council committee meeting. Rand Paul is resubmitting for Bondi to go after Fauci. And I'm saying, well, fucking good luck, because I don't know if she's going to do it. Honestly, let me see if I got this here. Boop, boop, boop. Let me just see. I know I can put a comment on there and I can show it to you. Oh, this is interesting. So, Cat Turd has been like the panicins. You heard of the word panicins? Anyway, the reason why I'm up so late, I just got to let you guys know. I was going to pick up my son from the airport, but Frontier is a piece of the worst. Frontier is the worst, and I've heard nothing but complaints. But, you get what you pay for, basically. They canceled his flight, going and coming back. The entire fucking thing. And I'm trying, dude, I'll send you some dough. What's going on? He goes, no, there's the next thing I can get. It's going to be this much. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we can't do that so he's rescheduling. It really sucks. I'm sad, but I'm not. I know I'm going to see him soon. We'll get it figured out. But in any case, what's important, and I miss him, and that's just Frontier sucks. I'm pissed. I'm wide awake because I took a long fucking nap today, so I could stay up and go pick him up at like 12 a.m. in the morning. But so I should be out there right now driving back home with him from Kansas City. But that didn't happen. Anyway, this was on my mind. I'm up. If anybody wants to come on and talk or anything, let me know. If there's anybody. I mean, we had on Monotalk, right? Or Tequila Sunrise with, what was it? Eben Kim. We used to be up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, man. We'd have 10, 15 people talking about current issues, politics, all kinds of stuff. It was good. Yeah, but I thought that was just nuts. But if I go here into my notifications, look, we can see Catherine. It's amazing to me that Pam Bondi still hasn't done a news conference over her decisions on Epstein. It's a responsibility to explain her decision and answer the questions, not surrogates. This should have been done days ago. Oh, he's right. Catter's right. He actually has a podcast. You guys should check it out. It's pretty good. And then there's a legal term for what AutoPen people did. It's called forgery. It means everything signed by an AutoPen is invalid. That's coming out, and that's really getting a lot of attention now. But what I'm trying to say, and let me just go to these notifications, because I put this up today, and I'm getting lots of people forwarding this and viewing it. Who Trump is this? This is Eric Trump's. This is Donald Trump Jr.'s wife, I believe. Eric Trump's wife. Anyway, Eric Trump's wife. And they were talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, and she's saying that eventually we're going to see the information. She wants to transfer. She's in agreement with pretty much everybody else. You promise to do certain things, and she wants to deliver those things. And I guess it's going to come out. The question is if and when and how much. Are we going to get a bunch of redacted shit? I mean, a lot of people are already speculating. Look, there's a lot of people out there that know there are some serious ties to Israel. There are some serious ties to elites and major lobbyists over the years, and Hollywood stars, and et cetera, that are begging in the back phone, on the cell phones of these politicians to please not do this, especially Bill Gates. Now, it's just, what is happening? We just really need to see what is going on. Let me see. Which one is this? Yeah, here's the one on Rand Paul, right? Perjury is a crime, and Fauci must be held accountable. Right? Am I showing this right now? Oh, you can't really see the whole thing. Perjury is a crime, and Fauci should be held accountable. Breaking. Rand Paul will be reissuing his criminal referral to the Department of Justice for Anthony Fauci after his pardon was confirmed to be issued by a late-night AutoPen. Fauci lied repeatedly in front of Congress, and Shake did it. I mean, is he going to? Is this going to happen? I mean, look, my biggest concern with this is just nothing is fucking happening. I've been talking forever. Fuck. I mean, 2020, I said, all this stuff is going to come back and bite the freaking Demoncrats in the butt. All of it. Right? I mean, let me go back to that. There's something I want to show you. So if you scroll down, it says right, no one has been arrested. I mean, Matt Gaetz, you said it. You saw it. Pam Bondi is amazing. Right? if you want to come on and challenge me, he said, well, I asked him a very simple question. Let me make sure you can see this question. Right? Here's the question, Mr. Gaetz. This is the video. Let me just say it.
Pam Bondi is the best attorney general Donald Trump has had by a factor of 10,000. And anyone who disagrees with me is welcome to come on this show and choose their fighter.
Me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, let me just... Maybe he wants people to come on with him to praise him. Right? To make the case for him. Anybody that disagrees with me can come on here and choose their fighter. Yeah, we wanted you, bro. You were the guy. You're the single line legislation dude. Probably the greatest. That should be. But no, they only work like 140 days a year in Congress, so that wasn't going to happen. These people fucking never work. They might work a couple of late nights, maybe over a weekend here and there, but all in all, most of them don't do anything. And the Democrats usually, they were using Zoom the whole fucking time for three and a half, 4 years, right? They never showed up for fucking anything. Just a bunch of lazy fucks. God, socialism. But yeah, so the question I had for him right here, which is the question, bro. Here it is right there. Would you have dropped an unsigned memo regarding Epstein on a Sunday night with a biased Axios? Be honest. Would you have? Would you have, big guy? No. Nobody would have fucking did that. That was the big retarded move that I think she did. That was the wrong, stupid, ridiculous, lame, completely just unprofessional. And there was no signature on this thing. Oh, there's no client list. There's nothing left. There's no files. We've already looked at it. Just nothing to see here. Like that video I showed you of Jim Carrey when he used to do that pool guy in Living Color, and then he came back and did it with Will Ferrell at SNL, on SNL, when SNL was actually something. Then they became just total shitheads and just stroked Hillary every fucking time they could. There was nothing, and basically the memo says move along, and then Trump and they had their little conference, and there was a setup question, and then Trump was just the worst. That acting was terrible. I like I've said, Trump's had his reality show, and everybody's watched his reality. Now there's two of them. Oh my God! Like a cat. I'm gonna get you, little fucker. Okay. The thing is, hey Jordan, how you doing, buddy? What are you doing up, man? Yeah, I will. Eventually, I will. Yeah, you're right. Tulsi Gabbard had a really great speech, and she says she's fighting the deep state, blah, 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 but her silence is deafening regarding Epstein and Bondi and that situation. It's like nobody wants to challenge the debacle. It was a fucking debacle. I don't care how you put it. I know I would have never put that memo out unsigned on a fucking it's just, why would they send it to Axios? Why didn't they send it to Fox? Why didn't they send it to the Herald or some? I don't get it because I'll tell you why. Because they would have questioned and said, why are you putting this out? There's no signature. Are you sure you want to put this out? This is why they put that letter out with the Demoncratic bias Axios. The reason why is because they wouldn't have gotten any pushback. That's why. And she knows it. And it's so obvious. Look, I can read the room pretty well. I'm not really good at reading a lot of stuff. But some things are just like low-hanging fruit and just in the middle of your fucking face. And the reason why Gaetz thinks she's highly of Bondi is Barr is the one who opened the investigation into Gaetz sex crimes and the Trump's first. Yeah, I saw about that, but that was kind of a setup. There's more details to that, just letting you know. Um, I'm not going to get totally into that. This. All I'm going to say is this. He left of being a House of Representatives for a district in Florida to be a part of the team. It was announced he was going to be part of the team, or they were bringing it up, and then the next thing you know, they started throwing the bullshit entrapment framing shit on him. Oh, okay. Well, you have your information, Paul, and I have my information. I'm telling you, there's a lot of information on that, but I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to tell you there was a lot of things that happened prior to the girl or girls going out there that they got these fake IDs, and they were using fake IDs, and they were by a person that did it, has been doing it all the time, and then setting these results. It's kind of like a miniature Epstein situation. That's kind of what happened. But that's all I'm going to talk about it. But the thing is now is we have, I don't know what you have. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to, like I said. All right. So what we have now is we have this person that is the Department of Justice AG, Attorney General, and nothing's happening. I really don't think anything's happening. I mean, there's this huge laundry list out there. I think I captured, somebody put that list out a little bit ago. Maybe it's in the notifications. I don't know if this is going to... I'm getting a lot of responses. Which one was this? Oh, a lot of people are following me. Okay, that's good. Thank you. I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Yeah, everybody's loving that picture. But there were. I'm not going to spend 10, 15 minutes trying to find that. That's not going to happen. What I am going to say is, like I said, there's some things. Look, it's only been a half a year. We're just about the halfway mark. A lot of people are getting antsy. Everybody wants a lot of things to happen. I brought this up, I don't know, 5-6 months ago. Everybody wants J6 committee to go down. They want the Russiagate people to go down, Obama and everybody involved. They want so many things, all these impeachments and these supposed felonies and all this other shit. And they want him to go, they want all this stuff to be seen as treasonous bullshit and all this stuff, which it is. Because I've done a lot of research on it. Go back into my videos. You might have to go to my other channel because I just got this channel back just recently. But there's no way I was going to vote for Kamala Harris. They purposely were trying to destroy this country. I've proven it over and over again. And I'm going to tell you right now, if they were in office, we'd be on our second or third pandemic. Everybody would be 6 feet apart. There would be fucking masks on everybody. It would be fucking chaos. Prices of everything would be up. Right? Their goal was to help the overall. And this is the thing that Paul's probably not going to get because I haven't seen Paul here in a while. Or I don't know who he is. Maybe I do. I don't remember. Because there's been a lot of people in the comments and a lot of people on this show. And I've had it since 2013, and I've had political monotalk since 2017. And I had like almost 600, 700 people. And then I was taken down because I was trying to tell everybody about the vaccine. And I was trying to tell everybody. All right. So obviously you're from the old guard. There's a lot of people here that were. Look, I was a Democrat too, but I'm not. I'm an independent. But I do think that the better choice, by far, was definitely, definitely Donald Trump. Definitely Donald Trump.
Pam Bondi is the best attorney general Donald Trump.
But Pam Bondi is not the best attorney general. I'll tell you right now. I will tell you right freaking now. Yeah, there's a lot of things she's not doing. So, yeah, let me see. Let me see. I wonder if Epstein case is international. I hear video of farmer. I don't know if he was set up for the fake ID story came. I don't know where the. Okay. Paul. Do you. So now you're. Okay. You're not worth my time. Not worth my time, bro. Take care, man. Yeah. I have tons of information. Tons of information in regards to what happened with Matt Gaetz and how he was framed. And it was, like I said, a small little Epstein kind of situation. And that's basically what happened. A lot of people proved it. A lot of people know it. In any case, the guy's pretty stern, pretty diligent. He's not in jail. He was probably going to continue on as a House of Representatives. The occurrence that happened was years ago, so they could have done something about it a long, long time ago. Right? A long, long time ago. So I'm just telling you. Let me see. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to deal with you, dude. The reason why I'm not going to deal with Paul is because he's obviously. I don't know. I'm thinking Paul is. I put you on a 24, Paul. You're on a 24 timeout. Now, everybody knows there's a way to contact me. There's a way to get in touch with me. It's all down here. I don't wear a mask. I don't wear a fucking disguise, right? But if you're going to come in and say that I don't care about the truth, then that's not me. There's a lot of information I can disclose to you, but you're welcome to leave it in the comments. And when I have time, I can do it. But you're just trying to disrupt me. And you kind of did a good job there, buddy. Kind of did a good job. I'm impressed. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I believe, this is what I believe, and this is my perspective. I'm okay to have a perspective, and it's okay for him to have a perspective. But I'm not going to say that he doesn't care about the truth or he's not trying. Or nobody's trying. All I know is that there's no freaking. There's just no arrests. I'm trying to figure out. There's just no arrests. The Pam Bondi has absolutely no arrests. And then Ghislaine Maxwell testified before Congress. Of course, we want that. We wanted that a long time ago. We wanted all kinds of stuff. I mean, I don't know if it's going to do anything. I don't know if that's going to happen, right? I don't think that's going to happen at all. But what we do know, people, and I'll tell you this, is no one has been arrested. Okay? We know that for a fact. We know that no one of significance has been arrested. I'm pushing bad information. Okay. Thank you for your opinion. Like I always say, when people come on and start saying that I do certain things, get a channel. do a podcast. Tell everybody what you believe, right? Or what you know. Or bring your research, whatever. It's just ridiculous. And like I was saying before, and you have to kind of give her the benefit of the doubt because you have to make sure everything is in line. If you're going to bring the gavel down on these people, and if you want a conviction in regards to J6, in regards to Russia, in regards to Anthony Fauci, in regards to whoever, whatever, that the Democratic Party has been doing from 2021, and they definitely rigged that election, and I have tons of proof for that too, and I'm probably frustrating the hell out of Paul now, but there's just a plethora of information that I've gathered and stacked and put together, and for anybody at any time to say, hey man, you don't know about the truth and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, it means that you've never been here. This is his first time on, or I've never heard this person before coming on. And I'm glad he came on, but obviously, and I don't think he's really trolling. It's just he wants to say that I'm wrong, but I'm telling him that I've done the research. I've done the due diligence. I've chickadee checked myself before I've wrecked myself. I've shown countless hours and days and months and years of research and doing all the things that I do to show you the direction. The thing now is I'm confused. I'm a little confused on where's MAGA going and where Trump's going and how Bondi's now being coddled and protected, right, in regards to the Epstein case. I mean, are we going to fucking do anything? Right? I'm just kind of confused because they were, like I was saying earlier, they were saying that anybody that doesn't like what Trump is saying and doesn't stand with him 1,000% is a libtard, is an asshole, is this and this, that. No. You can't say that because what we want to know is who the Johns were, who the clients were. How did they get there and what did they do? It wasn't just Ghislaine Maxwell as well as Jeffrey Epstein, with almost over 1,000 girls and boys, whatever, right, doing these heinous, insidious, predator, pedophile crap with these kids. We need to know this information, and it's retarded as hell and suspect as hell for Paul and his team of Demoncratic supporters not to want to know that information. They don't want to know where all the kids are missing from freaking from the border. It's just, oh God, it's terrible. But I want to know. I want these people to be exposed and go to jail. I don't want this shit to happen anymore. I don't want another Jeffrey Epstein to happen to this place. I have kids. I have grandkids. I have people that I care about. If you put it in, look, moms are pissed. If you look at all the people that are pissed the most, I'm going to tell you right now, it's the women. They're just like, what the fuck are you doing, Pam? I mean, does Pam Bondi have kids? I don't even know. Maybe I should find out. But look, what if your child was lured into some modeling agency and the next thing you know, she's going on a boat to Epstein's Island and there's a bunch of fucking politicians there and CEOs and a bunch of fucking sick fucks, Johns. Right? We need to stop this shit. This is the goal. That's the major goal. And anybody that was ridiculing or badgering or saying anything in any way that they believed was against Trump, then no, that's not it. You don't drop a fucking file on a Sunday night with a biased source, because the reason why she did it was, again, they're not going to question it. They just can't wait to get it out. It's almost like she's helping the other side, right? It's really kind of sad, and it's defecating. like poop. Seriously, it was the dumbest thing to do. But the question is she didn't get, if she would have dropped that with Fox, they would have said, oh, wait. There's nobody signed this. Are you going to be able to prove this? This is fucking retarded. That's exactly why they didn't drop it with Fox or with the Herald or with any conservative or Breitbart or fucking, Hillsdale College or there's so many others out there, right? Or like fucking Tim Pool or Glenn Beck or Tucker Carlson, for God's sakes. If she would have dropped, if she would have gave that to Tucker Carlson, the guy's not an idiot. He would have said immediately, what? Are you fucking nuts? This is going to cause a great disturbance in the force. That's what it did, right? That's basically what it did. And it did. There were people barking at each other in MAGA, but now, oh, cool water. But now, there are hints and words. Dan Bonadingo. Let me see if I have any of that. I may have saved it in one of my YouTubes. Let me just check real quick. Going to Montauk.
YouTuber and his cameraman arrested at a state trooper's home Friday.
And now this thing's moving
We pretty much take it all. Frigid.
super slow. All right, let's go back over here so I can kind of show you what's going on here. All right, right here. I spoke with the top FBI source. Let's just see. This is being thrown out by Benny Johnson, who is a big advocate of Donald Trump, but he's just as baffled as most of us are. Right? He's just as baffled as most of us are. Let's just play this short real quick.
Dan, he's been a bit of a mentor to me, quite frankly. He's always been very helpful.
Dan
in our
Bonadingo
shows,
is a
even
badass.
calling me
That's
randomly
what everybody says.
to give me pointers on certain things. He's just been a wise advisor.
He's a
He's always been
fucking real
good, and he's been solid. He cares a lot about this country, and he has a heart of gold and a very big heart. And he's somebody that wants to make it a better place. And the fallout from the Epstein saga, of course, caused Dan to say, it's going to be really tough to return to my show, to do what I love to do after all of this. If it really goes south, will people trust me? Because they don't trust this stuff, and we haven't done it in the right way. Now, I called a number of people with direct knowledge of this, and this was Dan's frustration.
Pam Bondi is the best attorney general Donald Trump has had by a factor of 10,000.
And that he was being blamed in part for it. And so Dan didn't show up to work and sort of gave an ultimatum to President Trump and said, hey, listen, Pam Bondi either goes or I go. And he and Pam Bondi had quite a bit of a blow up at the White House on Wednesday. Dan hadn't showed up to work since. And I don't want to see Dan go. Neither did the American people, by the way.
It's Bongino or Bondi. He's not
Who
saying...
would you guys prefer, Bongino or Bondi? Okay, 7,000 to 0.
They want Dan.
I just did some phone calls. And I found out that Dan Bongino not only is back working at the FBI, that cooler heads have prevailed here, that Dan is actually working on something very, very important. And also, everything's changed. There is a positive mood for Dan, according to my source, after further internal movement towards Epstein disclosures and transparency. Trump team is back together and locking in. That's what I was told directly by my source. But this is what else I got from another source. There are some big things happening that we may not be able to see right now, but it's been very positive. All of you in the comment section, posting on X, writing right here, letting your voice be heard in whatever way that you do that, it's worked. Further sources confirm to me there's going to be a major change in approach to the way that this Epstein file will be handled by the administration. Expect more disclosures. Very powerful people inside the admin are now pushing for a special counsel. Full press briefing on Epstein findings. Important to note that this drastic change happened after our voices were heard, but also Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and a number of other people, Charlie Kirk, really locking in and giving some tough love to the administration over this. They were met with massive roars and applause from the 7,000 gathered and could not be ignored. In short, our voices are being heard and empowered to the people. We have some breaking.
Interesting.
What would be your advice, given this back and forth?
Now, another person who kind of turned the corner was Charlie Charlie Kirk.
You know, Patriot Mobile stands for, and that, let's just say, this is the beginning, not the end of this story. Not only are your voices heard, but some have been heard. We have been on this story. As you know, this weekend, we talked about the Epstein thing a lot. It turns out all of your voices have been heard. We have been on this story relentlessly all weekend. And now it looks as if not only are your voices heard, but something major is coming. And that, let's just say, this is the beginning, not the end of this story. This is a major interview that has been done by my friend Benny Johnson with Laura Trump, the daughter-in-law of the president. This is major stuff. Watch this.
What would be your advice? Given this back and forth, we're just coming off of Turning Point here in Tampa. This was the topic of conversation. What would be your advice in order to take the temperature down on this issue from within the administration?
Well, I do think that there needs to be more transparency on this. And I think that will happen. I mean, look, I don't know what truly exists there, but I know that this is something that's important to the president as well. He does want transparency on all these fronts, that everything we're talking about, because it's frustrated him as well. He sat for 4 years like the rest of us did and saw lie after lie and saw our country just being sent down the wrong path. And it was really frightening and very upsetting to a lot of people to see. And I would actually say over the past 10 years, we've all kind of endured this. Prior to that, it was probably happening, Benny, but we just weren't as aware of it. It wasn't until Donald Trump came down that golden escalator that he just kind of blew the doors off of everything. And people started to wake up and realize, wait a minute, things are not as they have always been presented to us. And I do believe that you will see that. Now, as it relates to the president, I know that this is probably not his number one thing he's focused on. He's focused on a lot of other important things. We've got this big announcement with Russia going on. I think as we're speaking right now at the White House, we have, a Middle East. We're trying to get peace over there. We're trying to make sure that Iran's nuclear arsenal is obviously completely decimated. We want to make sure everything is on the right track for this country. Fortunately, you've seen no border crossings in the last month. 0, by the way. I think that's...
All right. Okay, so... That's not Trump talking, though. It's his sister-in-law, or daughter-in-law, or whatever. But, yeah. I mean, I've already stated what I think would happen. They put it out there. They knew it wasn't going to get ridiculed or questioned. And I mean, if the Demoncrats, and they are demons, and you'll find out why later on. I've proved it many times. You just need to watch Anthony Weiner and Uma and Hillary. And anyway, I'm not going to talk about that right now because that could get you banned. And that 13 cops that disappeared and all this other stuff. But it's kind of like they're not backpedaling, but they do sense the pushback. And they're going, well, maybe we didn't do that right. No, you didn't. You didn't. It's like I said, it was kind of revealing that you didn't send it to Fox because obviously you didn't want any pushback. You didn't want freaking Jesse Waters or anybody to freaking come out and say, "What, are you fucking stupid?" Dude, everybody's been asking and you've been saying that you're going to do this and this regarding Epstein, and then all of a sudden there's nothing. You can't fucking say there's no client. There's just too much information, so I don't know how they're going to release this. Some people still believe that Trump actually went there. And if he did, and if they can prove that he did something predatory, pedophile-ish, whatever the case may be, they've had this information for 4 fucking years. 4 years. So all the Democratic supporters out there, especially Paul, just letting you know, you had your chance. You could have exposed it. Unless you did see the problem with that. Is that if they expose it, they can't just expose one guy. There's going to be the question of discovery in a case where they're going to say, well, is it just Donald Trump? Right? And so then you can kind of see why they didn't. So maybe he is. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen. Maybe he went there. We don't know exactly what he did. Right? I saw the name on the flat logs. I saw that. I get it. But was there any interaction? I mean, at the time, well, let me see. He's 24 years older than Melania. But at that time, he was probably in his 50s, because it's about 20 years ago. 20, 25, 20, yeah. He was in his late 40s or early 50s when that happened. And, yeah, there might be a little perversion there. Who knows? I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I'm just putting this together realistically, reasons why people may not want to do things or do things. But when you send that out through a biased Axios source, not signed, just some letter, some memo, it's just it means that you just didn't want to get scrutinized. That's the bottom line on that side of it. That's the bottom line on that side of it. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but that's the reason why they did. That's why they didn't give it to fucking Fox and Friends or whoever. So now they're in a spot. They're in a pickle. How are they going to reveal this stuff, get some clients out there, and not go over and not catch like Lindsey Graham? Maybe Mitch McConnell's in there. Maybe Tom Thune's in there. Maybe Chuck Schumer's in there somewhere. Maybe even Nancy did it. Who fucking knows? Right? Maybe there's some people that went there back in the day, maybe definitely Bill Gaetz. We know Bill Gaetz is there. Bill Gaetz could be saying, look, I'll give you $1 billion. I'll give you $100 billion. Just don't expose that I went there many, 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 many times. We already know that fucking Bill Clinton went there. We know that guy's a fucking, he's just a piece of shit. I mean, the guy's he's a perf. He's a fucking total perf. I mean, in a very bad way. So the problem that we're now seeing is there is confusion, and I'm kind of gonna wrap this up here with this. If they do release anything, when, how much, and is anything going to happen to anybody? Because Rand Paul just resubmitted to Pam Bondi, the Department of Justice, to file charges against Anthony Fauci on gain of function. I don't care what he fucking files on that guy. But if he files something on Anthony Fauci, they're going to open up Pandora's box and realize that Anthony Fauci has been fooling and tricking and playing and greasing presidents for decades to send out his poison, to send out Gaetz's poison, to send out the Aryan Auschwitz Nazism that's out there. And again, like I've told people, and I've proven this several times, if you think people escaped from Auschwitz camp, because a lot of those people that say they escaped, some of those people basically became members of the United Nations. Of NATO. It's weird. Hitler supposedly died, which we know he didn't now. That's another thing. And that's been proven over and over again. Nobody's really fucking talking about that. It was in Brazil for a fucking long time. I guess he escaped. But The other thing was, and you can contemplate this. You can say whatever you want. I've got so much information from reliable documents, videos, all kinds of stuff to show you what's going on with that. But the problem is a lot of those people that left and broke away from the Third Reich became high-level players in NATO. 45, NATO started about 47, 48, 49, a few years later. Oh, yeah, it was a great move. You guys really need to follow the patterns, the dots, tie the strings to the pins, right here. There's just so much, and Paul really doesn't have a fucking clue, in my opinion, of what's really going on out there. There's a group of people, Paul, I'm going to tell you, and then if you watch all my videos, it's going to take a long time because these things are pretty fucking long. Or you can go through them fast. You can speed it up 2 times the speed. There's a group of people, right? Margaret Thatcher, not Margaret Thatcher, but yeah, probably her. Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood. These are Aryan eugenicists. There's a big movement of these people, and they're everywhere. They're the ones that want to make sure that they can depopulate at least 2/3 of the planet's population and then hoard the rest for themselves. That's the end game. That's what they've been trying to do. That's what the poisonous food's for. That's what the vaccines are for. That's what all the wars are for. It's part of the gigantic plan. They don't want to go to Mars. They don't need your likes. They don't need any more of your money. You're just in the way. You're just in the fucking way. And Trump is the guy that's in the way for them. Right? He's not a part of this anymore. I'm a little skeptical because JFK and that's it. That's the end game. There it is. Depopulate 2/3 of the planet's population. They want to hoard the rest for themselves. They don't need your money. They don't need your likes. They don't need your approval. They got enough fucking money. Once it's a lot easier to control 2 or 3 billion people than it is to control 8 to 9 to 10 billion people. Right? The climate change thing helps take care of that. Dim out the sun. Put a giant balloon between the sun and the fucking earth. I mean, this is a real thing that they wanted to do. It was on the news, all over cable. They want to dim out the sun. I mean, what? There's so many examples that I brought up on this show that these people are still out there. And they're pulling strings of a lot of people, especially the Demoncrats. Especially the Demoncrats. And I've proven that over and over because their ties are very close. Who goes to the World Economic Forum the most? There are a few Republicans, but a lot of fucking Democrats. All the major food brands go out there to the World Economic Forum. The Green Party's full of shit, too. Because their website almost exactly mimics the World Economic Forum's website. It's pretty sad. And I'm not going to fucking deal with those people. And I got some people that have been on here before, and they have Trump derangement syndrome, and I get it. But the problem with Trump, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's just very trusting with people. He's just very trusting with people, and he really, like I said, dude, Don, I'm going to keep telling you this over and over again. You need to have sit-down conversations with these people with a lie detector or something that doesn't just do the lie detectors, but maybe monitors their reactions, or people that can read body language that are professionals, right? They say that if people look to the right, they're lying. If they look to the left, they're just looking for information. I'm always looking to the left because I'm looking for information. If I look to the right, then you'll know I'm staring at my Elvis doll over here. Bottom line is this. There is a group of people out there, and they're very, very predatory. You're expendable. You're collateral damage. right? They don't care. You're in their way now. They, like I said, they don't want to go to Mars. They just want to keep it the way it is, and they want to control it forever. Right? They don't want to go to Mars. They don't want to travel across the skies. They don't want to be to mess up their little prison they have for us, and it is basically turning into a prison. There are 7,000, I believe, or close to that, satellites circling around this planet, and good luck with trying to get through. I know it's a big planet, but good luck. And yeah, we really need to be careful. I like Elon Musk, but I'm really concerned about him and DARPA. There's just a lot of things out there, and we need to be careful because they don't give a fuck about us. They really don't care. They really don't care. I mean, if you need more information on this, and if you have any questions, just leave some information in the comments, please. That would be fine. Other than that, let me see if there's anybody else that's popping on. Maybe there's like 2 people probably watching. Let me check. I got 1 person watching. It's probably Jordan. Okay, yeah, okay. But anyway. Again, Trump's in the way, and I hope he stays in the way. All right. Anybody, I want to say aloha. Thank you very much for being here. Mahalo for stopping by. Yeah, this is kind of weird what they're doing, what MAG is doing, what they're going to do. I hope we just need them to expose what's going on. Like I said, we cannot evolve as a country, as a people, as, you know, Asgard isn't a place, it's a people. Okay, you know, who do we represent? Do we have decent, good ethics? Do we have decent, good? I mean, they're, like I said, bad and good are different to a lot of people. Trust me. But what I'm saying is that do we actually care? Do I care about my kids? Absolutely. Do I care about my grandkids? Absolutely. Of course. I would give my life for them in a moment's notice. And it's either you or them. Goodbye. See you later. I'm gone. That's me right now. And I've probably been that way for years and years. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to definitely say this. I care about the neighborhood. I care about the village for sure. The people that surround me. I think they're all decent, good people. They just want, the dream. They want to raise a family, go to baseball games, go to football games, watch movies. They want to venture, maybe go to Hawaii, travel, go to see the pyramids, which is on my bucket list. And they want to do a lot of things, and they want to experience a lot of wonderful, great things that are out there on this planet. That's beautiful. If you haven't been to the Grand Canyon, I've been there twice. It's fucking gigantic, right? I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Alaska. I've seen giant icebergs. I've seen all kinds of shit in my time. I've seen giant waves, but there's so much more to do. There's so much more to do, and I will be doing that very soon. Anyway, there's a couple of companies that I'm now with. I'm not going to bring them up here, but if you're interested in becoming a health insurance agent, I recommend now is the time. Get in touch with me. I'm telling you. Also, business loans. I'm now with the company. I'm partnered with a company for business loans. If you ever need a business loan, let me know. Of course, I've got to vet you. I want to make sure, because these are people that actually care. They're faith-based, and they're good people. Anyway. Jordan, I want you to have a party in Hawaii too, bro. If you do, let me know. I might be able to come out there with you. I might be able to come in. And let me know, Jordan, if you're ever in the area of Missouri, just let me know. And I'll meet you and have a beer or something, bro. Other than that, aloha to everybody. Take care. Take care. Aloha. Thank you. Mahalo. Bye-bye.